Today on Newsbeat, see how an escaped convict from Kankakee was captured in Chicago, along with his aunt following a 3-day manhunt.
If you ever thought about buying breast milk online, be wary. A surprising new study that has parents across the country worried.
And I'm Charles Jefferson. It's Election Day, a historic day in Chicago. We'll find out. Voters will head to the polls to see who the next mayor of Chicago will be. I have a preview for you. Newsbeat starts now.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2015. I'm Liz DeLue.
And I'm Ashley Smith. Thank you for joining us today for Newsbeat's special election coverage.
It is history in the making. The first Chicago mayoral runoff election is underway.
Rahm Emanuel is trying to hold on to his seat while Jesus Chuy Garcia fights to take it. Newsbeat's Charles Jefferson is live from the newsroom. Charles?
Thanks, guys. Later today, we'll know if incumbent Mayor Rahm Emanuel will win a second term or if Cook County Commissioner Jesus Chuy Garcia will make history and become the city's first Latino mayor. This is the first runoff election in Chicago history and the first time in a while that an actual incumbent has to work to win a re-election. Ever since the first election ended in February, it's been an additional 6 weeks of heavy campaigning, mudslinging, and last-minute efforts to gain votes. The latest poll by Chicago-based polling company Ogden and Fry has Emanuel at 51% and Garcia at 33%. Emanuel has repeatedly knocked Garcia for not having a plan to deal with the city's growing deficit, and Garcia, on the other hand, has attacked Emanuel for catering to the city's rich. Analysts say Emanuel will win, or he's poised to win, but this could be a close one depending on voter turnout. Now, both candidates have election night festivities planned. Emanuel will be at the Plumbers Hall in the West Loop, while Garcia will host supporters at the UIC Forum at Roosevelt Road. We'll have complete coverage along with results and reaction coming up for you on next week's show. But for now, I'm live in the newsroom. Charles Jefferson reporting for Newsbeat. We're going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Charles. The 2015 election is a battle of what's best for Chicago. Mayor Rahm Emanuel and Jesus Chuy Garcia spent months battling the best strategies for Chicago. Emanuel wants to expand downtown with the addition of lavish college sports arenas and new parks in the Loop. Garcia wants to invest in the city's neighborhoods, which have suffered from multitudes of school closings and community violence. Both candidates have promised to scale back on the access of red light cameras that residents have been loudly vocal about. The biggest dividing factor between the candidates, however, is money. While Emanuel has been gracing every TV screen in Chicago with his multi-million-dollar campaign funds, Garcia has focused taking his campaign to the streets due to his smaller political wallet.
In a surprising change of tactics, Mayor Rahm Emanuel has taken a softer approach in his campaign commercial. Pointing out his weaknesses, Emanuel goes on to highlight how these characteristics make him a stronger candidate.
I can rub people the wrong way or talk when I should listen. I own that. But I'm driven to make a difference. When politics stood in the way of a full-day kindergarten or tougher gun laws, I charged ahead. And when
Emanuel has been criticized for massive school closings and violent crime numbers in the past. The humbling ad campaign is a push towards bettering the mayor's image with potential voters.
Mayoral candidate Jesus Chuy Garcia is fighting back in an advertisement that criticized Mayor Rahm Emanuel for the issues of safety and the school closings. The ad claims that the people of Chicago feel forgotten.
In neighborhoods like yours and mine, people feel forgotten. There have been too many shootings, too many school closings, and nobody seems to listen or care.
If elected as mayor, Garcia says he will make the streets safer by hiring 1,000 new officers. The Cook County Commissioner also vows to make the schools better with an elected school board. Some might say they do not vote because they are too busy, don't care, or are simply just lazy.
Either way, the youth vote can be essential to winning the election. Newsbeat's Raquel Harris joins us live from the newsroom with more on what is keeping young adults away from the polls. Raquel?
Thanks, guys. Politics aren't for everyone, and that might be the reason why some youth don't vote. I took to the streets to find just exactly why some youth aren't interested in politics.
We will.
We will.
We will.
Remember this? This is one of the most memorable voting ads of all time. Rock the Vote helped President Barack Obama reach and gain the youth vote. In the past, getting the youth vote has proven to be difficult, and time after time, politicians have struggled to gain this group's attention due to the youth's lack of interest in voting. Jones College Prep is one of the many places where students have easy access to vote, yet the youth is still uninterested. According to civicyouth.org, in the past elections, young Americans 18 to 29 made up 21.3% of the eligible voter population. But out of that 21.3%, only 17% actually voted. So, what's the issue? Well, some students expressed that politics just aren't important right now.
New to everything that's going on, and when people start talking to me about elections, it's the last thing that's on my mind, and I have to deal with student financial aid and the thoughts of what am I going to do with the rest of my life.
Youth doesn't vote because youth is more like teenagers, maybe just getting out of high school or getting into college, are more focused on their own personal issues. They're just seeing life for the first time, they're kind of struggling with that, or maybe just interested in that, and they haven't really settled down so much as older.
Because I have other focuses, and right now that's not one of my main ones. So I haven't like marked on my calendar the day to go vote, so in my mind that probably means I won't.
In the end, students agreed that politics are definitely important, but it seems like studying and exams are at the top of their priority list. So it seems like politicians may not be hearing out the youth. Hopefully with time, those viewpoints will change. I'm Raquel Harris, live in the newsroom. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Raquel.
Could today's election mark the end of Rahm Emanuel's reign? Chicago's current mayor has spent the past election season rebuilding his popularity. Most recently, he's promised to get rid of hundreds of red light cameras. President Barack Obama recently revealed that Emanuel has his vote, along with other top Chicago politicians. The president's support of his former chief advisor has helped Emanuel raise millions of dollars in campaign funds from outside of Chicago. Today, we'll see if Chicago will remain with Rahm.
Jesus Chuy Garcia is the first political candidate to bring a runoff mayoral election to Chicago. From Chicago's Little Village neighborhood to the race against Chicago's mayor, Garcia has come a long way since his early days. Garcia, who has served many political roles in Chicago, including campaigning for the late Harold Washington, says he's not backing down. Garcia plans on following in his mentor's footsteps and making major changes to the city, investing in the neighborhoods and creating value. Are some of the reasons why Garcia wanted to run for mayor in the first place.
Columbia welcomed a state representative to campus during the election season. From political parties to politicians to potential wins, he talked about it all. Representative Rob Martwick of Chicago weighed in on the runoff mayoral election. He spoke with journalism students about his thoughts on Chicago's mayoral election. If you haven't voted yet, there's still plenty of time to rock the vote.
Chicago polling centers are open now until 7 tonight, bearing any complications, of course. Next on Newsbeat, Rolling Stone's reputation is on the line. The well-known pop culture magazine is in hot water, and a fraternity is suing the publication.
Tragedy strikes in Kenya. University students are attacked in their sleep. The grim details and more coming up next on Newsbeat. Breaking news this morning. A somber day for college basketball fans after a night of sportsmanship ended tragically. At least 5 people were killed in a small plane crash. The victims were returning home from the NCAA game last night. The plane left Indianapolis last night and crashed at 12:15 this morning near the Bloomington airport. So far, the FAA has not confirmed any other information.
This morning, Kenyan officials are offering a reward of $220,000 for Mohammed Mahmoud Kinyu, is the suspect organizer of the Hennis attack on Kenya University. Al-Shabaab terrorists stormed Garissa University, killing 147 non-Muslim students. This is the worst attack in East Africa since 1998. The Kenyan president declared 3 days of mourning in the town of Garissa to honor the victims of the massacre. He has also closed the school indefinitely. The university was the only place of higher learning in the region.
The search is over for an escaped convict from Kankakee. Cameron Taylor spent 3 days on the run, and now prosecutors say a family member helped with the prison break. The convicted murderer broke out of Drummond Combs Detention Center. Then, Friday night, police responded to a call of a suspicious person walking around 92nd and Stony Island in Chicago. Officers say when they approached Taylor, they noticed a neck tattoo with the name Gertrude. That was one of the markings they were told to be on the lookout for with Taylor. This woman, Tonya Grant, is accused of helping Taylor escape. She is not only a former correctional officer at the detention, but Grant is Taylor's aunt. Prosecutors say she gave Taylor confidential information about the prison. She is now being held on a $150,000 bond.
The University of Virginia's fraternity is suing Rolling Stone magazine. The Phi Kappa Psi fraternity says their public image was tarnished due to irresponsible reporting on Rolling Stone's behalf, wrongfully accusing them of sexual assault. Their controversial story, A Rape on Campus, has been dubbed a journalism failure by the Columbia Journalism Review. The review of stories reporting, which was commissioned by Rolling Stone themselves, is said to have lacked basic journalistic ethics, as simple as double-checking statements from sources. The author of the failed piece, Sabrina Elderly, apologized for her story's poor execution. She said that she hopes that the mistakes did not silence the voice of any future victims.
A new book that details the life and times of First Lady Michelle Obama will hit the shelves today. The biography, written by a Northwestern University journalism professor, is the first comprehensive bio of the First Lady. The book documents Obama's rise from the South Side of Chicago to the White House. Northwestern will host a book discussion and signing with the author on April 21, 2015. One fast food chain is going organic.
Find out which restaurant is making the bold decision to go green. Plus, how much longer are we going to have to carry our umbrellas? We will give the full details in the forecast coming up.
Now to HealthBeat. From fast food to a warning for breastfed babies.
Newsbeat's Raquel Harris joins us in the studio now for more. Raquel?
Thanks, guys. Mickey D's is serving up its chicken in a fresh new way, and there's a secret ingredient being sold in breast milk that's sending parents into an outrage. I've got that all in today's dose of the Health Beat. McDonald's is switching up its style, and I'm sure their customers are going to be loving it. The fast food kingpin is planning to start using chicken that has not been treated with antibiotics. Antibiotics are typically used by farmers to make their livestock grow faster and healthier. According to health officials, the practice is now a health issue due to the fact that it can lead to germs being resistant to drugs. Because of that, it makes treating certain illnesses in humans a lot harder. Restaurants like Panera Bread and Chick-fil-A have already beat them to the punch with their fresh poultry, but McDonald's says that the antibiotic-free chicken will be available within the next 2 years. Plus, a warning today for parents who buy breast milk online. The study by Nationwide Children's Hospital shows that 10% of breast milk purchased on the internet included cow's milk. A mixture like this can be harmful to babies with dairy allergies or other medical conditions. Cow's milk is not recommended for babies until they're about 12 months old. Researchers say that the findings suggest that some sellers intentionally add cow's milk or infant formula to the breast milk. The new study was published in the journal Pediatrics. And that's all I have for you. I'm Raquel Harris, and I'll see you next time on The Health Beat.
Thanks, Raquel. Now turning to weather. Those April showers are finally rolling in and could make for a very wet commute this morning.
Newsbeat's Crystal Brown joins us with her full weather forecast. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, ladies. That's right, you guys. It's that time to break out those rain boots and umbrellas. There's going to be a lot of rain and very little sunshine this week. As we take a live look outside, you can see that it's very foggy outside, but it doesn't seem that it has affected the commute. taking a look at Buckingham Fountain. It's very dark outside, very cloudy. And looking at my first graphic, today we have a high of 46, and it's very cloudy with wind gusts as high as 25. And tonight we could pretty much expect the same, a high of 43, very cloudy with showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. Now on to my 5-day. Tuesday we have a high of 46 with a low of 43. Wednesday a high of 48 with a low of 45. Thursday the temps go up a little bit and we have a high of 68 and a low of 50. And Friday we have a high of 53, a low of 42. And Saturday a high of 55 and a low of 36. So we'll be getting a sunshine back Saturday. Hopefully that won't ruin any of those weekend plans. And I know this week's going to be really gloomy, but there is hope. By Saturday, we'll have plenty of sunshine.
And 68 on Thursday, did I say that?
Yes, but it'll still be cloudy.
That's okay, 68's good.
I'm thinking skirts, maybe. No.
No rain, so that's great.
Yeah.
We've all heard of superstitious fans doing strange things to try to change their team's luck. But have you ever seen anything quite like this?
Coming up, the NCAA tourney has fans doing all sorts of things, like using a cow for good luck. Newsbeat's Joe DeAngelis will recap the excitement from the game.
And we'll coming up on Newsbeat.
It's one of the busiest times of year on the sports calendar, and we're seeing that firsthand here in Chicago.
Joe is here to explain all the buzz. Hi, Joe.
Hi, guys. Yeah, it's very busy, as a matter of fact. We've got baseball, basketball, hockey. We've got everything going on, but that's not even the end of the slate of the sporting events happening here in Chicago. Even during the off-season, the NFL always seems to find a way to create some nice buzz for Bears fans.
The NFL Draft is coming to Chicago at the end of the month. This will be a 3-day event with the first round happening on Thursday, April 30th, while the remaining 6 rounds will take place over the course of the next 2 days. It's been 51 years since the draft was last held here in Chicago. This event used to be held in different locations frequently across the country, but New York City has had hosting honors every year since 1964, until now.
In addition to the draft day events happening here at the Auditorium Theater, the NFL Draft will also expand to Grant Park, just a couple of blocks away. There, fans will be able to enjoy interactive exhibits, get autographs from their favorite current and former players, and follow the draft as it happens.
Former Oregon quarterback Marcus Mariota has grabbed the attention of scouts who value his intangible factors. The 2014 Heisman Trophy winner will be out to prove that he's a good guy and a good player. Then there's famous Jameis Winston, who's projected to be selected first overall by many draft experts. Despite those projections, Winston will not be in attendance on draft day, but that likely won't change scouts' opinions that he's the most pro-ready quarterback in the draft.
The Bears are sitting at the 7th pick of the first round, and what they'll do with that pick is still anyone's guess, especially considering that the Bears have a brand new head coach and general manager. But now, the biggest game of the college basketball season has come and gone, and man, was it a good one. Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski came into this one seeking his 5th national championship win of his career. We'll pick it up late in the second with Grayson Allen converting the and one. Coach K's loving every minute of that. With about 4 minutes to go, Tyus Jones rises up and nails the tough three. Then with less than 2 minutes to go, he strikes again. Tyus Jones delivers the dagger and Wisconsin would not recover. Coach K and his Blue Devils together earn their 5th national title in exciting fashion. And now, real quick, let's recap the latest in Chicago sports. And it's been rough sledding lately. The Cubs dropped their opening day game against the Cardinals 3-0. The White Sox didn't fare much better, losing to Kansas City 10-1. The Blackhawks couldn't hang with the Blues. They lost 2-1. And the Bulls fell to LeBron James and the Cavs by a score of 99-94. But speaking of the Bulls, Derrick Rose is expected to return sometime this week as he and the Bulls gear up for a playoff run. And that does it for sports, guys.
So, Joe, are you happy about the big win last night?
I was happy that it was a good game. I think it's the most important thing. But it was a lot more exciting than we had to go on with Chicago sports. We had 4 pro teams in action, 4 losses.
Man.
Definitely rough sledding.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe.
It's a big day today, so don't forget to go out there and vote. But that's all we have for the news. I'm Liz DeLu.
And I'm Ashley Smith. Thank you for joining us today on Newsbeats. Have a great day.